Welcome to the Who's Got Next Spotlight. I am Mark Beckwith here on behalf of Wingstop Victory Sports Academy and of course Gear Recruiter 365. Today I am with Will Ruth, a class of 2019 running back prospect out there for Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Will is a 5'7", 165-pound running back currently out there for Christian Brothers. Will, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Finally glad to get in touch with you, kind of talk a little bit, give coaches the edge in recruiting a young man like yourself. All right, Will, talk to me a little bit about the season. I know you're a very, very young player. Talk to me about some of the things that you were able to learn about your game, some of the areas you feel like you can grow, and just talk to me about the season.
Well, I started off playing freshman football, and as the season went on, I was playing good, playing freshman and JV, and I got moved up to varsity around mid-season. We started practicing with them on the scout team, doing whatever I could do to make defense better, help the team out, and we went to the semifinals and lost to Montgomeryville Academy, which lost in the state championship by 1. So with first season with Coach McGinn, it was pretty good for me. I like him, and I think me and him are gonna get along good together the rest of my 3 years in high school.
Absolutely, and I just want to stop and say, how big it is. You come in as a freshman to already get pulled up to varsity, taking those snaps at the freshman level, JV level, then getting pulled up to varsity. You kind of touched on the fact that you're a very unselfish player, doing what you had to do on the scout team, still earning your stripes out there for as a player for the varsity squad, and doing what you had to do in order to make the team better. So I definitely want to salute you on that, and I know going forward as you get more touches at the varsity level, you'll continue to show what level of an impact player you truly are. Will, right now you currently have a 3.7 GPA, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3.7 GPA, so doing it, performing in the classroom as well as on the field as well. Talk to coaches a little bit about some of the majors that you're interested in.
I'm mostly interested in graphic design and medical field because my mom talks to me a lot about helping people out and something other than sports. She puts me in the classroom, and I thank her for that. And graphic design, I've always been good at drawing, and I think it'd be something I could strive in and be good at.
Absolutely. Once again, kind of showing that versatility off the field, being able to, major in something like graphic design, or at least have the interest to major in something like graphic design. And of course, moms pushing you to do something in the pre-medical field, but you got that 3.7 GPA still as a freshman, man. So that's really impressive. So we know that as it relates to your recruiting, you're one of those young men that's going to be able to come into a college program and be able to perform athletically as well as academically. All right, Will, let's talk a little bit about a college program. What's some of the things that you're looking for in a college program, both on and off the field?
Well, on the field, I'm looking for a place where I can fit in, offense or defense that fits me best. Coaches that are willing to coach and get to know the player on and off the field, not just about football. And in the classroom, I'm just looking for a place where I feel comfortable and am able to do as well as I can, be the best player and student I can be.
Absolutely, and it's all about having that right feel, making sure that coaches know that it's not just about the football side of things, but it's also about the education and about the environment that you're in. Because at the end of the day, you got to commit 4 years to a program or 3 to 4 years to a program. It's about making sure that you have that right fit. Will, let's talk a little bit about all the positions that you play. I know right now you're primarily playing running back, and that's kind of where you're earning your stripes. But as you go forward, when we're talking about to the next level as it relates to college, I know you're primarily going to be recruited as a running back, but from a versatility standpoint, what all other positions do you feel like you can play?
I've been a running back. I'm mostly on the defensive side of the ball at quarterback, both strong and free safety.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know coaches, will definitely be interested to know that kind of information as they, looking to recruit you, knowing that, you're able to play on both sides of the ball. Let's talk a little bit about some of the camps that you've attended. When we kind of talked before, you had mentioned that you were at the Nike Spark, you were at the Rivals, Under Armour camp, you had been to Ole Miss, Arkansas State, Vanderbilt, and I believe the National Underclassmen Combine, the NUC. Talk to me a little bit about the camp experiences. What are some of the things that you kind of learn? What's some of the things that you're looking to adapt as you go forward to new camps and new college programs?
It was a great experience going to all the camps and being able to interact with coaches on a higher level that coach the same position that I play. Each camp I'm picking up new tips and different things to help me improve my game. It's good being able to talk to people that have made it, like NCAA and college. Talk to them about what I need to do to get better and try to make it to where they are now.
Absolutely, and that's that kind of inside knowledge is going to be pivotal as you continue to grow your game. Finding those little minor tweaks, an adjustment here, an adjustment there, can definitely improve you overall as an athlete. Let's talk a little bit about football. What are some of the players or who is primarily a player that you feel like your game is most like? It could be at the professional or college level.
I mostly feel like my game is similar to LaShawn McCoy at Buffalo Bills because he's quick laterally and up north to south. I feel like he eludes defenders more better than anybody else in the National Football League, and I feel like that's my game as well.
Absolutely, and as coaches get the opportunity to look at your highlight tape, and as they continue to scout you, they'll see that that comparison is really there, and especially at the running back position, being elusive is something that's very key because you don't want to take those big hits, that can cause injuries and can cause nagging injuries that affect your playing time and your playing ability. So your game mimicking LaShawn McCoy is definitely big. That's a running back that's performing at the highest level as it relates to the NFL. Let's talk a little bit, Will, about what motivates you. A lot of players, they love what the game of football can bring to them, both, the notoriety, fame on and off the field. But what is it that motivates you to practice every day and to go to the weight room when you're sore? What are the things that motivate you about the game of football?
I'm just motivated by getting better. Me and my dad have a special connection when it comes to off-season weight room training and all that. He pushes me hard, and I thank him for that, even though I don't want to do it sometimes, but I know it's going to help me in the future. Right.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about off the field. Let's talk a little bit about the community. We've already let coaches know that you got that 3.7 GPA performing in the classroom. You already talked to coaches a little bit about your on the field, and you've been going to camps, now playing varsity, rising up the ranks for Christian Brothers. Let's talk a little bit about in the community. I know you talked to me before when we did the magazine that one of your community activities is the Memphis Dream Center. Talk to coaches about that and why is that so special in your life?
Well, I've been attending Life Church in Memphis for a good 7 to 8 years now, and recently I just got involved with the new program they got going called the Memphis Dream Center, and it's just a couple Sundays, like 2 or 3 Sundays every other month, just go out and serve people who weren't exactly blessed with what I have, and being thankful and being able to give back to people who haven't been as fortunate as me.
Absolutely, and that's very big of you as well as your family. Always thinking about others, being selfless as it relates to being a servant. Because at the end of the day, it's bigger than the game of football. It's about doing what we can do to help others and to make sure that we can make this world a better place for those that are around us. So I definitely want to take time to salute you as well as your family for that. And I believe that coaches will see that that's an insight to your character as a young man, and that's something. An intangible that you'll bring to a college program, that hopefully spreads throughout a program, and guys continue to see that, community service is just as important as the X's and O's. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about why you feel like you deserve a scholarship. You know, there's tons of athletes out there that get the offers, some, unfortunately, that don't get the offers. But as you're talking to coaches, let them know why you feel like you deserve a scholarship and why they should go ahead and offer you.
I just feel like I could give them all that I have, 110% every day, on and off the field. Don't get into trouble like some people have recently. Just could be reliable for anything that needs to be done, and just make an impact on their program.
Absolutely. And for you coaches out there, you know, once again, Will is a class of 2019 prospect, 5'7", 165 pounds. Got that 3.7 GPA for Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Will, I'm going to let you get out of here with this question. For those coaches that want to get in contact with you, they want to start trying to recruit you early, what is the best way that they can recruit you, being following you on Twitter, phone number, mailing address? What's the best way that coaches can get in contact with you?
The best way would probably be phone number or Twitter.
Okay. And we'll make sure we put your Twitter handle up and we put that phone number up there as well for coaches to have the opportunity to kind of tweet you as well as shoot you a text or give you a phone call. Will, I want to thank you for taking time to do this interview with us. You're definitely one of those players out there in Memphis who's definitely got next. We want to take time to let those coaches and fans out there know that it's just heating up for Will. You definitely want to make sure you stay tuned because Will's stock is continuing to rise. Will, I want to thank you for the interview today.
Thank you for having me.
All right.